Hello and welcome to a special episode of Tommy's Tirades. I'm John, that's Tom, and today we're going to talk to you about Cyberpunk 2077.
That's right, Johnny. Cyberpunk 2077, not typically a historic hindsight related thing,
No,
but
not
this
at all.
is
Not
going to
this
go
is
down in
futuristic.
history. Yeah, this is going to go down in history, Johnny, as the world's best video game of all time. And I've got
What?
one word to describe.
Hold
Yeah,
up.
I
Hold
don't
up.
I don't care what you've seen in the reviews. It is the world's best video game, and I've got one word to describe why. Immersive, Johnny. It is the
Immersive.
most immersive piece of art that is brilliant.
Okay, well, hold
this
up.
was all an intentional thing.
Hold up. All I've heard about this game is that I haven't played it. I haven't gotten into it yet. But there's glitches everywhere. Everything is not as good as it should look. They can't run it on highest graphics, all this stuff. Everybody's just complaining about it. Is anybody
Intentionally
playing it?
is
Like, what do you mean? Why is it how?
intentionally designed? Okay, so first off, I'm gonna start all the way back at the beginning. This thing was announced over 8 years ago, right? And they started hyping this crap up. They started, putting out like feelers and trailers and hyping it all up. And it's all set in a dystopian
I didn't realize we've seen
world.
8 years of this.
Yeah, 8 years of this. It was all set in the dystopian world where corporations have taken over, right? And corporations, they're selling you shitty products that you don't really need, that you don't really want, but you buy into it because mass consumerism. That's why it took 8 years. They were just building this shit up for 8 years, like getting you hyped up, getting you excited.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the best video game of all times because they wanted to sell you this hollow piece of shit.
No, they
Intentionally.
kept putting it off because they were trying. I thought it was because they were trying to like push the boundaries of technology and do things that haven't been done before, and they couldn't do it with the technology, so they had to wait and get it, and then they finally got it, and they crapped something out that is useless.
They put out a brilliant piece of art, Johnny, is what they did. Corporations, in the whole game, it's all about how corporations are evil and they fake things and they get you to, they change who you are as a person, right? Well, that's what the trailer that came out a few months ago before the game was released, completely bullshit and faked. The graphics were rendered not in game engine. They announced shit that didn't even exist in the game, like flying cars and random car chases that resulted in gang shootouts and all that crap. Intentionally fabricated it so you get excited because immersion, Johnny. Because in real life, just like the dystopian Night City,
right.
corporations are hollow shells.
That's
and
what
they give you nothing.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
so they're selling you a lie. And then all of you mentioned
to
glitches,
be immersive
the glitches
with the
and stuff.
game
Right?
world.
But so all of the glitches and everything.
Yeah, I'll get
with
there.
it.
I'll get there.
How is that
Keanu Reeves?
immersive?
Hold on, I'll get there. I got to talk about Keanu Reeves because we got Keanu Reeves that comes in, right? So again, it's about the corporations shelling the whole, right? Because he is the internet thing right now.
Well, no, I know
up
he's
into this game, right? Everybody
I know
loves
he's just
him.
absolutely
he's
the best. But
so they put absolutely the best person in the game intentionally again to build that hype up, to get you excited about this hollow piece of garbage that has nothing in it. Now, okay.
Yeah, well, you think part of it was also have to do with Keanu Reeves doing his whole what's that movie where he's a badass in?
I've only seen one of them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, God, what is that? We're awful because I've only seen one of them because I didn't like
John Wick.
The second one was garbage. That's the one. Yeah, because the second one of those was garbage.
Because basically, I thought Cyberpunk was you get to be kind of like John Wick.
Sorta, yeah. He kind of takes. There are going to be spoilers in this 10-minute tirade, by the way. The botched launch, completely not botched. Also intentional. Again, consumerism void. It's going off that immersion. They're immersing you into the whole corporate dystopian society that sells you, an empty hole. The glitches.
It sounds to me like they're putting you into a bad video game instead of a good video game. When I want an immersive video game, I want to be put into a good video game. I don't want my real life frustrations with glitches to Like that's
But
not
that's the
what I'm
point,
looking
Johnny.
for.
Immersion is to bring you into the story, the world that you're playing, right? You want to be like if you're playing Fallout, you want an immersive, like you want
Yeah.
guns that are all jacked up and crappy because it's it's in the future and all this shit's all broken, right? So that's
Right.
what it's immersion. So this is
Yes.
immersing you into this crappy dystopian world. The glitches are intentional because in the game, spoiler, if you've not played it, I know you're not going to play it, but if you've not at home played it, the whole game starts off. You're this crappy guy who's a gangbanger or whatever, and then you go and make this heist of something called a relic, which is a computer chip. You put that chip in your head, you get shot in the head, and it breaks. On that chip is Keanu Reeves, silver hand job guy, who starts taking over your personality. And so in the game, it's constantly screwing up because the relic's malfunctioning. So the glitches that you experience in the game, like when you're walking down the street and you see a car flying, that's not a flying car, but just a car that happens to be hovering in the air and then come crashing through a building. Yeah, that's immersion.
No,
that is your
no.
relic malfunctioning.
No, you want to know what your problem with this argument is, Tommy? You know who did that the right way? With the whole, oh, you have a chip type thing in your brain and it starts malfunctioning or whatever? Assassin's Creed. That happened in the game. I don't want it in real life. I'm not malfunctioning in real life, Tommy. I don't want to have to malfunction.
See, it's perfect. So let me explain why this is perfect. So I was playing one of the missions, and one of the missions there's this character called Delamine who's this like AI that controls all these taxi cabs, right?
Okay.
And at the end of the mission, you have to go and, like, his AI went berserk, and you have to make a decision in the game. And you have three choices, which everything in the game is all about choices, which actually are hollow themselves, because nothing that you do actually has any impact in the world around you. Or, like, it's just like in real life. It's immersion, Johnny. In real life, nothing that I do matters in the world. So, like, in the video game, nothing you do matters. So you get three choices. You can.
So this is a nihilist dream game.
This is exactly. You can reset a computer program, right? And then that gets rid of the glitch. You can choose to all the split personalities, like merge them into his personality, so they all still exist. Or you can destroy his core, which sets the split AIs out free. So I chose to destroy his core.
Yeah, it's set free.
So
this is what we're all about.
So it's freedom.
So there's your historic hindsight, Ty. This is why we can do it on this channel. Freedom.
And it's again, most immersive video game of all times. So I get my gun out, and I shoot the core, and the core crashes, and then I get the blue screen of death from my PlayStation when the game crashes. It was perfect. Perfect immersion. Perfect timing. I destroyed the core. The game crashed. Yes! Yes, I had to do it again, because it wanted me to make sure I was making the right choice. This was perfection. I mean, leading up to this point, I'm like, the game's okay. But, like, after that, I'm like, no. This was brilliant. This is so bad it has to be intentional.
Okay, now, so it's less a game and more of a piece of that living art type.
It's an experience. Yes, it is very much an experience. The other thing that I was getting mad about, where I thought maybe my theory here was shot to shit, was all the patches that they keep releasing, right?
Right. Yeah. Because patches they're trying to make things better with.
Yeah.
And if they intentionally sold you a buggy product, they would keep releasing patches and shit, right?
Right. Except these patches are making it worse. Like the most recent patch, 1.1 patch, has game-breaking glitches in it where you can't progress the story any further because the patch broke it.
And these aren't graphics patches, I don't think, because I watched
these
a
are
little bit
storyline.
of Twitch game players for this in preparation, so I can at least see it.
Shit. Yeah, there's.
And I wasn't sure I was watching the right game. I thought maybe I was logged into the wrong Twitch stream or whatever. But
you're watching the right game. Yeah. So the patches crash it, and when I first started playing the game, I didn't understand why everybody was mad because I wasn't experiencing any of the glitches.
Oh, so you didn't get the full immersive experience.
No, I didn't until after I got past the relic mission where you get the chip in your head and you start getting the relic malfunctions. After that point, the game went to shit. It has to be intentional.
It can't be
That's
that they
fair.
did the intro and made it and had so much time to work on it that they
No,
perfected
no,
it, and then they hit
yeah,
a
no, it
point
has
and
to
then
be.
they just crapped out the rest of a product,
No,
and that's
it
when it
has to
fell
be. No,
trash.
it's intentional.
It's
No,
an
it's intentional.
intentional piece of performance art.
Again, the and I got to go back to the performance art with the whole like self choice, right? Because that's the whole point of the game. You got choice, so you can
Right.
make your character look at like
But it doesn't
whatever you
matter.
want. But it doesn't matter because you can't actually see your character in
Ever?
the
Not even
game. Like
cutscenes?
you can no, there's yep, you don't. There's no cutscenes where you can actually see your character. It's all first person.
So
The
there's an
only time you can
entire
see your
character creation process that you probably
that doesn't
spend
matter.
several hours on, because
2 hours. I spent
I've
2 hours on it, Johnny. Yep,
I've
two
played
hours.
plenty of
You can
open world
customize the
first
size.
person games, whatever.
You can
RPGs.
customize the size of your penis and whether it's circumcised or not circumcised, but it doesn't matter because you never see the penis again,
But-
unless it accidentally glitches out of your pants, which happens from time to time.
So they did that for like this is some Rule 34 thing that they're also trying to get in on, right? Like why would you? What's the point of going to that many specifics if there's not going to be like, if you can't even see your face, let alone your uncircumcised or circumcised penis, depending on your preference.
Dick's out for Harambe, Johnny. That's why they put that in there.
I get during a glitch anyway.
Yeah, and you can only see your character like if you drive in the car. They allow you to go third person, which you have to because driving in first person in that game is impossible.
Yeah.
Need
for Speed is like one of the only games that got that right.
There are no reflections in the game, but you can go up to mirrors and then choose to see, and like, and the mirror turns on, and then you can see a reflection. Weirdest, stupidest, immersion.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like reflection should be easy by this point, or at least doable.
And like I said, and the choice is the choice doesn't matter. What you look like doesn't matter. You're never going to see the guy. Whether you have a big penis, small penis, circumcised, uncircumcised, a girl with a penis, you can do that if you want. None of it matters because you never see it. You get the choice to be a nomad, street kid, or a corpo at the beginning. None of it matters. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change a damn thing in the game, other than starting location. And that doesn't matter after the first 2 minutes of the game. So,
right.
Again, it's just like in real life. What you do in real life doesn't matter. Nothing little me or you could do that really is going to impact anything in the world. And the final thing, I'm gonna be done off my tirade here.
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about how the game did not run on older software. Again, that's intentional. So in the whole game, you get this crap like cyberware, where you can like upgrade yourself, like put like new ice things. And
yeah. Like you will be able to in 2040 or 2077.
2077, all that stupid crap. You can do that. So logically, the more implants you get, the better you will run as a person. So therefore, the more money you spend on your system. So if you've got a $5,000 computer system with the best video card, hey, your game's going to run smoother. But you also run that risk of, if you're hooked up to the internet, you can be hacked, right? So the more computer components you have, the more likely you could be hacked. So then there is that point of diminishing returns where the game starts crashing because you're too good.
What a beautiful
Immersion,
piece of artwork.
So I'm going to stand by it. In
that's
30
fine.
years,
Whatever. That's
we're going to
great.
look back at this game and talk about how it was the absolute best piece of art that was ever created at least in 2020.
Yeah, and that's fine. But keep your art. Give me a good video game.